Surgical theatre was one of the most impressive medical abandonments we'd seen in years.
Where medical records and even bags and bottles full of blood.
This place is known to be the most haunted hospital on planet Earth.
John, that was another one.
Oh, is that like a boiler room?
So we are heading up to what I believe is an abandoned asylum.
This channel documents derelict medical sites across Europe, focusing on what's left behind: equipment, records, architecture.
Holy shit. This is pretty fucking cool. Everything is left. Holy shit. And look at this, I don't even know what.
In one video, they explore a small private hospital in Portugal where rooms are frozen in time. They enter through a broken window into the admin wing.
This little typewriter setup. And I feel like the fact that the window is just given way there, I don't even think by any vandals, just shows you that this place has just been forgotten. All these folders. Must have been like a small doctor's, and this was, I would imagine, the main doctor's private study.
Folders and ledgers litter desks. Vintage medical posters still adorn corkboards. They move deeper. The corridors smell of mildew and stale antiseptic. They find wards where hospital beds are still mounted to the floor, with rails half collapsed and mattresses long gone.
And furnishings still here. Old hospital beds continuing down this gloomy corridor. More furniture just left in here. The colour scheme is very hospital.
In one surgery room, the team films scalpels and forceps arranged on a tray, untouched. Their narration notes that sterilisation ovens are rusted shut. Whatever was here stopped being used abruptly.
The rest of the room. Got all the utensils in there, the scissors, the needles. It's really quite something. I think this is a stethoscope kit.
The tension mounts in the imaging wing. They shine lights inside dark X-ray viewing boxes, finding old films of skulls and torsos. One panel shows a ghostly face. The cameraman lingers. Then, upstairs, they spot footprints in a fine layer of dust that weren't theirs. Someone, or something, had walked just before filming.
Can it top what we've seen already? There's somehow minimalistic decay, and hardly any chipping paint up here. I feel like because the shutters are drawn. It's quite bonkers really when you can clearly see the age of this place.
They whisper and backtrack slowly. The door squeaks shut above them. The last sequence shows the exit corridor. Lights flicker. A shadow crosses the hallway behind them. They push out quietly, leaving the building's silence to reclaim the halls. The Urbax Vibes channel ventures into extreme decay and danger. In this episode titled Exploring America's Nastiest Abandoned Hospital, they target a massive decommissioned facility full of what's been left behind.
Imagine that there is an abandoned hospital somewhere in the southwestern United States, where medical records and even bags and bottles full of blood sit exactly where they were left 23 years ago.
They begin outside, broken windows gaping in brick walls, greenery growing through floors. Inside, the entry lobby is strewn with medical files, gowns, and PPE.
Insane
The way they left everything.
That a hospital would get in trouble for that type of stuff. These are also filled with printers and files. This is
more of an office-y wing.
They head toward the surgical wings where operating rooms remain intact. Steel trays, overhead lights dangling, monitors still bolted to walls.
Oh my gosh, this is the one.
Is it?
This is the, like,
I don't think so.
or no,
It
the
wasn't
one
the
next
same
to
bed,
it. This is
yeah.
the second one, but it is not the same.
Unrecognizable.
Guys, like, it's,
I think the ceiling came down more because this is insane.
In one dark corridor, they find a bloodstain partly faded but still visible, trailing toward an elevator shaft. In the basement, in a morgue area, they open cold storage drawers, some empty, some with deteriorated biohazard storage. Not full bodies, but jars and specimen containers.
Did
Hospitals do research, though.
some shady stuff. Leaving all this. Ugh. Look how many vials of things, man. This whole thing is full. Don't worry, guys, I'm not gonna die. Yeah, coagulation stuff.
As they film, a low mechanical hum issues from deeper in the morgue, like refrigeration still trying to function. One of them jokes, "It's not dead yet, but the tension is real." In pathology, slides with tissue samples still sit under dusty microscopes. They're mid-investigation when a metal door slams behind them in the dark. Their headlamps swerve. They call out, silence. They back out, pausing in hallways to film the peeling walls and echoing silence.
Kind of where we started again?
Yeah. Yep.
So I think that's pretty much like the most of that. Those are the highlights of this hospital. I mean, do you think that there's anything different
No,
here?
I think that's it.
I don't really remember
You guys are
anything
wondering
else.
if there's a morgue? I don't think there's a morgue. I think they just...
The exit sequence is rapid. Doors open, the night wind hits them, and they step out into the fresh air, safe but shaken. The YouTube channel Unspeakable leans into paranormal investigation along with Urbex.
This place is known to be the most haunted hospital on planet Earth.
They're exploring a real haunted hospital at 3 a.m. Video sends their team into an old hospital rumored haunted.
It sounds like someone was dragging something. Let's go ask. Hey guys, did you guys move a piece of furniture?
They begin after midnight. The approach shows rusted, gates and faded hospital signage. Once inside, silence dominates. They sweep line by line, narrating medical history. This wing used to hold psychiatric patients.
So this report is all about the nuns of Yorktown. They have attacked people, scratches, bruises, and intense physical pressure. They dislike tattoos. Does anyone have tattoos?
They pass padded rooms, empty restraint hooks, and peeling paint.
Oh, hey boys, look, I found a restroom. Oh, wow. Yeah, y'all really didn't clean up this place. That's a rough looking restroom. I don't know if I would want to take my dumpy in there.
In a central hall, a camera picks up a soft whisper, too faint to decipher. They replay audio, indistinct syllables echo.
Did you hear that?
What was that?
Like a doom.
It could be the dark figure.
They reach the surgical wing. The overhead lights are long off, but aggressive darkness is their companion. A team member tries to open a locked door. It groans, then gives. Inside, they find a wheelchair tipped over and a drop of red fluid, fresh enough to glisten.
I'm getting scared. I need to like, yo, wait, is that blood on the wall?
No way. Alright.
Is that legit blood?
They glance at each other. Nobody wants to linger. In the recovery ward, a door clicks next door. They pause. One asks, is someone there? No answer. The camera shifts to the hall. The silhouette of a figure slips away in darkness. The camera backs out. At the stairwell, a scream echoes from deeper in the wing. Raw, unearthly.
Oh my god. What is that?
I think that's mine.
No. No.
Oh,
We
snap.
have
I think
to
that
go.
is that a ghost one?
They cannot locate source. They hasten exit. The final shot, the exterior under moonlight, then a static glitch, then black.
You want to go that way?
We should go to the basement.
Alright, let's go. There's only one thing to do at a time like this.
This channel retells near-death experiences during exploration. In I Almost Died,
An abandoned building, but I guarantee it's not any of the ways you'd expect. It was actually while filming a video at this building right here.
exploring an abandoned building, the narrator recounts a terrifying encounter in a crumbling industrial complex. He and a friend enter a collapsed factory at dusk, climbing through a broken roof to reach upper floors. The goal, document remnants of old machining equipment.
Employees from this ARC automotive place were staring me down. I quickly realized that parking here was not gonna work. There was no way I'd be able to even leave my car or get into this place without being seen. I started studying the map on my phone and I'm thinking there has to be a way to do this Explorer. I just drove 6 hours. I am not leaving without getting a video film.
The narrator describes how, halfway through, a beam snapped under his weight. He fell several feet, narrowly avoiding a drop into a hollowed-out elevator shaft. His camera roll nearly fell too. They scramble up and pause in a corridor littered with tools, motors and shattered glass. As they advance, the floor gives way underneath one of them. He barely yanks them back. Their breathing is heavy. This region was unstable. They decide to retreat, but behind them, a door slams by itself across the factory's gash. The echo reverberates. They run toward their entry point, but debris blocks it. They turn another direction, corridor narrowing, ladders rusted loose, the sound of pipes groaning above. He ends the story just as they break a window and drop outside into rubble.
I was just genuinely scared something bad was about to happen to me. I started watching the ground to see if I could find any old water bottles that people had thrown out of their car. If I found like a partially drank bottle on the ground, I was actually gonna drink it. I did not care at that point.
Bruised but alive. The lesson, the danger was never ghosts, it was structural collapse, and they survived because they kept their wits. Simplistic is a YouTuber who mixes cinematic storytelling with real exploration. In the video titled, "I explored an abandoned hospital, chased out," he and his crew pushed deep into an iconic hospital.
Entrance right here. I could imagine tons of people going in and out of this place, but now it's covered in just leaves, a bunch of dirt, a bunch of branches, and it's boarded up as well, so we definitely have to find another entrance. Let's keep exploring though.
They start in daylight, but press into the heart of the complex as darkness falls. In the hallways, they pass peeling warning signs, cracked tiles, and broken wheelchairs.
Oh, that was another one.
Bro, is that like a boiler room?
I'm guessing this is like where everything like was just functioning, like to keep everything on. Bro, look, there's a ladder.
Oh, hell to the no.
In one ICU room, one of them pans across monitors still mounted, even though they no longer function. They find infant incubators in a pediatric wing, their glass cracked and wires bare. The sense of intrusion builds. At a certain point, they hear footsteps, distinct, heavy, coming from above.
20 years. It makes me wonder why, you know? Like, why haven't you done something with this space? You can knock it all down, put some apartments. Bro, imagine we just look behind us right now. Bro, who are they talking about? She see me? I'm not seeing her. They're breaking down the wall right here. Someone was at least. That's crazy. So behind me, there's a staircase that we're gonna use to go up to level 3. But before we do that, let's check out the roof right here. But just make sure, bro, you do not kick that. That's not there. We're not getting back inside. Wait, is this a part of...
They stop. The lead says, "We're not alone." In the dark stairwell, shadows shift. They call out. A voice moans. They run. Through corridors, past sliding doors, around corners. The pace quickens. They sprint toward exit, lights bobbing. One yells, "Go!" as a door slams behind them. They burst out into night, gasping.
I do not like how that opened.
I'm stuck. I'm actually stuck. We just made our way back outside from this staircase right here that leads all the way down.
The final shot is their car peeling away. The building looms. He warns viewers, be ready to turn back if you hear something behind you. Adam Mark Explores focuses exclusively on decaying mental institutions. In I Found a Long-Lost Abandoned Asylum.
So we are heading up to what I believe is an abandoned asylum out in the rural parts of Moldova.
Their team infiltrates a Soviet-era asylum deep in rural terrain. They begin with exterior shots, crumbling facades, barred windows, insane garden overgrowth.
Explorers. It's absolutely massive. You can hear the birds chirping in the background. It's actually beautiful.
Entering through broken wings, they find relics, patient name tags, old medication bottles, and stray journals. They walk dusty corridors where peeling wallpaper reveals past colours, once pastel anxieties.
But here we go, guys. First stop of the day. An old Soviet asylum. We'll head down, go out front, send the drone up, and head to the next location.
In one room, an old electroshock chair sits, rusted and chained. They film its details, speculating on the lives once held here. Then the mood shifts. They hear echoed footsteps in a distant hallway. One of them stops. Camera zooms past a door where a shadow flickers. They whisper plans. Moving carefully, they round a corner and find a room door ajar, not from their path.
Jeez, look at the tile work in there. Locked. Yeah, so I assume a lot of the families from the area, the smaller town of...
Inside, padded walls are torn. Scribbles in marker remain. A faint sob echoes. They don't approach. They retrace steps. A slam echoes behind them in wings they just left. Their pace doubles. In the exit corridor, floorboards creak behind them, footsteps matching theirs. They push out into dusk, trembling, silent. The final shot, the asylum silhouette against red sky.
Sedova School.
This is the freakiest thing. Like, it's windy, but knowing that there's people in here and they're probably... We don't know if they're homeless or if they're scrappers, because we keep hearing bangs, but we don't know if it's the wind or if it's them.
That could be the voice of the intercom legend that we've been hearing about. We should have looked if there was an intercom speaker somewhere around there.
There wasn't.
Alright, it's in here.
The proper people are known for meticulous, no-nonsense urban explorations and clear documentation of what's real versus rumour. In their night investigation of an abandoned asylum, they enter through a collapsed doorway and sweep their lights across endless peeling corridors. Almost immediately, the building answers back. A metallic bang echoes from deep inside, followed by a chain of knocks that travel through the ward like something moving room to room. They pause, whispering to keep their sound print small, and push toward the noise.
Yeah, too. We were standing in the same spot. Yeah, there's nobody here, dude. That was a little creepy. That could be the voice of the intercom legend that we've been hearing about. We should have looked if there was an intercom speaker somewhere around there.
There wasn't. There's nothing left in here.
As they pass a nurse's station, a door creaks shut somewhere down the hallway. Then a second door, like a reply. The team marks exits, kills their light for a moment to listen, and you hear it. A distinct footfall on broken tile, not wind, not pipes.
Did you hear that?
No.
Something down here.
They call out to make sure it isn't security or another explorer. No answer. The camera catches fluttering curtains in a room with no intact windows, which should have killed any draft explanation. Another slam rattles a ward door that's half off its hinges. They set a stationary shot watching a junction of two corridors. In the silence, a gurney's wheel squeals. One small rotation, then stops. That's enough. They sweep back toward the exit, documenting the path to prove they didn't stage anything.
We should head to the other building and maybe ask the kids if they've encountered anything while we were gone. See if they have any stories.
Sure, let's head back.
So I think we're pretty much done with this one.
Yeah.
And we can come back and do some more investigating, but I think we're done, like, seeing it at least.
There's not much building to look at out
No.
here, but like, we're in the forest.
The final wide shot shows the empty hall they just left, and a faint clatter from the darkness, like keys grazing metal. Exploring. With Josh brings high energy explores, but he's careful when things turn risky. In Abandoned New Hospital, Found Bloody Morgue, he and friends push through a newly shuttered complex that still looks like the staff could return any minute. Elevators are dead, but emergency lights flicker on one wing.
Oh my god, dude.
This is crazy.
It's still here. It's all set up like it was never... It's just all untouched, man.
It's like they were about to do the laundry before they just left this place.
Yeah, man. It's like a hurricane or something happened, like something crazy, and everybody just had to leave everything.
Yeah.
They find a long corridor with patient charts scattered across the floor and turn into the basement looking for mechanical rooms, only to hit a morgue with bloody smears on the drain grate and labelled specimen bags on a tray. The tone changes. They keep narration low and pan slowly. Coolers, autopsy table, and a wall of storage slots with faded tags. One drawer is cracked. They won't touch it. In the hallway, a motion sensor chirps even though the power is supposed to be cut, and a distant beep like a monitor alarm comes in waves. Passing pathology, they catch fresh footprints in dust headed the same direction they came from. That triggers a controlled retreat. Lights down. Voices kept to a whisper. At the stairwell, a metal door slams above them, hard enough to shake rust flakes. They hold at the landing listening. Silence. Then the elevator cable twangs somewhere in the shaft. The final shot is a fast walkout with the camera glancing back at the open basement hall. Josh calls it. Whatever's down there, squatter, scrapper or something else, they're not sticking around to debate.
So Josh and I are leaving. Alright, see? We want this room? No, because it's asbestos.
Alright, it's in here.
I'm ready to put it down on the Ready, guys?
You ready?
Dan Bell, the filmmaker behind the Dead Mall and Dead Motel series, approaches locations like living history, except this hotel still has residents and not the paying kind. In this episode, he moves through ornate but rotting hallways, mirrors silvered and collapsing, runner carpets turning to dust underfoot. He narrates the building's backstory when a soft shuffle carries from a side corridor. He calls out, "Hello, we're filming." No answer. He advances, announcing himself repeatedly, then stops. The audio picks up murmured voices behind a door with a broken latch. Dan steps back to give space. This is their home now, and turns to leave quietly. That's when it flips. Down the other hall, a door clicks shut, and for a beat, you can hear someone breathing near the corner. He says plainly he doesn't want trouble, and the camera stays steady on the intersection as he outlines the exit plan. Move slow, keep hands visible, and no surprises. Halfway out, an impact thuds on the stairwell metal below, like someone dropped a pipe. He pauses. Do they go back up and risk a dead end, or down past whoever's there? He chooses up and around, skirting balconies to reach a secondary fire escape. The closing minute is the realism Dan is known for. This isn't ghosts. It's people trying to survive inside a structure that's falling apart. Respect the space. Don't agitate. Leave safely. Mobile Instinct specialises in clean, solo documentation. No jump cuts, just what's there. In This Abandoned Hospital is still occupied. Medical records, biolabs and squatters. Oh my, he enters a mid-century facility where ivy has eaten the facade, but file rooms remain intact.
For anyone to see and read or do whatever they wanted with, which is crazy.
Yeah, I don't want to show all that personal information. So they thought it was okay to just lock it all in this room and it would be okay.
Yeah.
When simply somebody just had to break that window and reach in and unlock it.
That's it.
He shows rows of patient folders, x-rays on light boxes, and a lab with centrifuges still labelled. Then the vibe pivots. A fresh blanket, a pair of shoes near a radiator, and a candle stub recently burned. He's not alone. He lowers his voice and narrows his beam. From the surgical wing, a tinny radio hisses, then cuts. In a side room, he finds booby-trap noise lines, strings with cans, rigged across a doorway to warn squatters of intruders. That's the red line. He keeps rolling, but the mission changes to getting out without startling anyone. In the main hall, a cart rolls a few inches and stops. Whether draft or someone testing his presence, he doesn't challenge it. He detours through pediatrics and passes a mural of cartoon animals with graffiti layered over crayon drawings, signs kids had been brought here after closure. That lands hard, and he says it. Locations like this aren't sets. They're shelter for people who need it.
Knowing that there's people in here and they're probably... We don't know if they're homeless or if they're scrappers, because we keep hearing bangs, but we don't know if it's the wind or if it's them ripping stuff out and throwing it. Like that.
All over, like that. That was behind us, the other one was up there.
He backs into daylight, ending with a clear takeaway. Document the decay, sure, but respect boundaries when a place is still lived in. Gross of Decay focus on authentic European explores, careful, respectful, and thorough. In We Found Patient Blood, in an untouched abandoned hospital, they step into a time capsule, nurses' stations frozen, old signage intact, and laboratory fridges humming from a building fed by a partial power line.
Oh, some sort of the emergency room, because the nurses would be in here, and the patients, they could constantly monitor them. We even have a heart rate monitor to the side of the bed. The complete bed is still made.
Inside those fridges, labelled vials and blood samples still sealed, alongside pathology slides and personal medical data. The camera holds the labels but doesn't reveal names. Ethics first. They narrate the legal and moral weight of what they're seeing. Biohazard in a publicly accessible space.
All the patient documents are also still in here. Of course I'm gonna blur it, but I just want to have a look inside of here. There seems to be nothing left in these maps and these binders.
Past the lab, a surgical theatre remains in place, with overhead lights turned to one last empty procedure. In orthopedics, they find patient casts and braces, and then a locked cabinet where keys sit in the door, as if someone meant to return. The most unnerving moment is sound. A compressor kicks on by itself in the lab behind them, rattling bottles. Power's intermittent, but certain circuits still live. They keep moving methodically, no touching, no removing items, and document records rooms full of files that should have been destroyed.
Oh, I just came to the front desk of the hospital, where the patients came inside, they registered themselves. Probably the emergency room is also somewhere around here. Let me just check out behind the desk and see what's behind here. The echo checks, patient resume, so all the papers of the patients are still in here. The magazines for the nurses to read when they were bored.
The message is clear. This isn't just creepy, it's a failure of decommissioning with real privacy and health risks. They end the explore by alerting viewers to the hazards and leaving the site as they found it, closing the door on a facility that's chilling precisely because it's too intact. Steve Ronin blends urbex with cautious paranormal inquiry. In Unexplained Scream, heard while exploring abandoned hospital, found scratched padded cell, he and his team comb a derelict psychiatric facility. The air is dead still. Paint curls like parchment from walls. They pass a day room, then hit a padded cell where the fabric panels are torn through to yellowed foam.
Right? Hey, what do you think it is?
Laying down right now.
I want this.
think I'm gonna do it.
I want this for my bed.
I'll sleep in that.
Oh, it's inside there, but that's a pretty cool looking door.
Across the interior, deep scratch marks running parallel at shoulder height like someone fought the room itself. They set a camera in the doorway and step back to catch ambient audio. For a long beat, nothing. Then a sharp, human-sounding scream rips down the hallway, close enough to clip the microphone. Everyone freezes. They call out, trying to confirm it's another explorer. Silence. They sweep toward the source, passing isolation rooms where observation windows are spiderwebbed from impacts. In a treatment room, A curtain sways though the air is motionless. The team decides to hold the threshold rather than enter blind. A metal clatter hits behind them, like a tray dropped. That's the cue. They regroup, announce their exit, and backtrack with the camera pointed behind.
Watch your step.
The final frames carry the earlier scream's echo, now distant, wrapped in the building's natural reverb. Steve's takeaway isn't melodrama, it's caution. Abandoned hospitals aren't just dangerous because of ghosts, they're dangerous because of what you can't see in the dark corners between rooms.